Welcome to Too Legit's Guide to Power Wars. I'm going to be showing you how to monitor when abilities come off cooldown or when something procs such as a talent or trinket. I'm also going to be showing you how to monitor your buff durations as well as show how many stacks of a buff you have. Finally, I'm going to show you how to signal yourself when your energy, rage, or mana gets too high or too low. If you're watching this video on YouTube for Too Legit's Guides, please set the quality to 1080p. That's the quality I'm going to be uploading them at, and that will allow you to see the exact numbers that I'm dealing with. And when I say numbers and talk about text, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, before I give you a full-blown explanation about how to set up Power Wars, I'm going to give you a snapshot view of Warrior DPS, just in case you've never played a Warrior or are struggling with your rotation. Fury DPS relies on a rotation of Bloodthirst Filler, Bloodthirst Filler. The tricky part is to manage your fillers so that you always have an upcoming one between Bloodthirst. This is because there is no priority list to make sure that you always do an extra 1 to 2k damage abilities first, but to make sure that you never miss a possible 30 to 40k damage ahead of time. Here's a visual example of how to do Warrior DPS. Okay. You're going to open up with a Colossus Smash, then I'll do Bloodthirst. I need to enrage myself so that I can use Raging Blows as a filler. I'm going to use Bloodthirst. Oh, this is coming up. Bloodthirst. I have Raging Blows, I have 3 seconds, so I'll use that. Bloodthirst, too much rage, Heroic Strike, I'll use a Slam as a filler. Bloodthirst, I'm going to use Battle Shout as a filler. Bloodthirst, now I have Colossus Smash, hopefully I can Rage. Bloodthirst, I haven't, I'll use my cooldown. Use Raging Blows. Bloodthirst, good thing this procced. Okay, I'll use Bloodthirst. I still have Enrage for this. Bloodthirst. I'll save this since I have a proc, and maybe I'll proc again. Too much rage, Heroic Strike. I'll fill with that. Good thing I procced again. I saved this. I'm going to use a Slam. Okay. I'm going to use my Colossus Smash. I'm going to Bloodthirst. Then I'm going to use Raging Blows. I have too much rage. Bloodthirst. I'm going to use my Slam. Bloodthirst. I have 1 second. I'm going to just blow my rage. I'm going to use Bloodthirst. I'm going to Slam as a filler. I'm going to have Raging Blows up again. I have too much, so I'm going to do Heroic Strike. I'm going to do Bloodthirst. I'm going to use Colossus Smash as a filler. Bloodthirst. I'm going to use this first. Okay. Bloodthirst. I'll use my Heroic Throw. Bloodthirst. I'll use this. Bloodthirst. I'll use Slam. Bloodthirst. This is going to be out. I'm going to have to enrage myself. Okay, Bloodthirst, up, Colossus Smash. I have enough time for this Slam. Up, I'll use this one first simply because I only have 3 seconds and this has 5. Now I'll be able to use the Slam. Okay, Bloodthirst. I have, I enrage, so I can use that. Bloodthirst. Let me use this as a filler now. I'm glad I saved that. Bloodthirst. I have 3 seconds, come on. Got it. Bloodthirst, Colossus Smash. Bloodthirst. I need to enrage myself so I can use Raging Blows. Bloodthirst. Oh, I have nothing, so I'm going to Sunder and Heroic Strike. I saw that I had enough rage. 4 seconds to use this. Bloodthirst. Okay. You get the idea. So now I'm going to actually show you how to set up all the different types of auras in Power Auras. So once you download Power Auras Classic from curse.com, you want to type in /POWA. It'll bring up the menu. Type in new. You put up this new aura. It does nothing right now, so I just use it to guide. That's how I got that nice, pretty little curve around here. So I'll make a new one to actually edit. You want to normalize the size of your abilities, so I pick 73. It's just a circle, and I can move it, and it'll normalize all the size of my abilities. I like 22% as the size. You can pick any size you want, but I want to warn you, you want to use a small size. The reason for Power Aura Classics is to improve your raid awareness, and if you have big clunky symbols everywhere, it's going to actually decrease the value of your raid awareness. Now, after I've picked the size and location, I want to go to activation. We're just going to do a normal cooldown for now. Okay. All you have to do is type in the ability you want to watch for monitoring cooldown, Colossus Smash. Okay, I hover over it so I don't misspell it. Now I'm done. It's just going to pop up when it's off cooldown. Now I want to copy this because I want a picture inside. Whenever you copy, it comes up unhighlighted. You just click it once, and it's highlighted. Now I can see the changes I make. I know the texture I want is 15 for Colossus Smash. Just resize it so it fits in the circle, and you're done. There you have it. Now you have a global cooldown. Now, just as a pro tip, I usually go to timer for the inside picture. You want to make sure you're highlighting this. And I pick 1.5 for Warriors, just because I want to know in one global cooldown ahead of time when the ability comes off. You saw through my visual example that I have to react really quick, and I need a little leeway. And I'm going to show you an example of how this works. So all I did was move that icon down here. See, this ability is off cooldown. I'm going to use it real quick. Now I'm just showing you for a visual example of how that extra 1.5 second leeway timer is going to show on the screen. Okay, what's going to happen is it's going to get close to 1.5 seconds on cooldown, and then the picture is going to show up to give me a heads up that it's coming up. As you watch closely now, heads up, it's ready. Okay, so you get a little bit of a leeway time or extra heads up so that you don't miss the ability when you can use it right away. Now, if you want to actually show a timer for the whole duration of your cooldown, that way you can gauge or have something like Omni CC on your buttons, all you need to do is go back to the timer or back to any of the spell cooldown abilities. It doesn't matter which one, as long as it's on, say, Colossus Smash. You want to go to timer where we set up that leeway. You want to press show. You're going to get this timer in here. I already resized it. I usually take off the hundreds. I don't really care about hundreds. It's just too many numbers for me. You can resize it, reposition it. Don't use this positioning bar. This positions the picture. This will position the timer. Okay, so all I have to do is reposition the timer. Don't worry if it doesn't go far. You're just going to have to reset. And when I set it up near the ability, that way I know that this number is for that ability. All I need to do is close. It's off cooldown. Use the ability. Bam, 20 seconds. It's going to tell me exactly how many seconds are left off on that ability the whole duration. Now I'm going to be going over procs. Okay, we're going to use Bloodsurge as an example. It's a talent that says Bloodthirst will have a chance to make my slams instant free and deal 20% more damage. Now usually when you have procs, there's going to be a buff that monitors it up here. Okay, for example, I'm going to hit Bloodthirst until slam procs. It procced. See, a buff came out that says Bloodsurge. Usually that's the case. It's going to be either the name of the talent or the trinket's going to tell you what kind of buff you're going to get. Now I know what name it is. I can go into auras and fix it. So now to monitor procs, I do the exact same thing to set up the aura. I picked texture 73 for the circle, positioned it around this curve, I copied it, and I made sure that I had a picture that symbolized slam. Now to copy, I wasn't as clear. You want to pick copy, it'll copy the highlighted. You're going to pick the page that you're on so it copies in that page. Okay, I'm going to delete this real quick. Now I got to re-highlight. Let me edit. Now, I also want to put a timer whenever you have a proc, because with procs you have a certain amount of time to use that proc or else it's wasted. Okay, so I'm going to reposition it. I'm going to put it near the proc. I'm going to take off the hundreds, and now I have a timer that shows exactly how long I have to use that proc. So let's test it out. You always want to test out your new auras just in case you have some issue with them. Sometimes they're inverted or they're the wrong way or they have the wrong menu. So let's just test it out. Oh, yes. I got my buff. Now I can use my slam instantly, and I have a timer. I have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, I'll use it. Alrighty. So let's talk about one other special type of ability, which is something that has a cooldown, such as Raging Blow. It has a 6-second cooldown, but I'll never be able to use it unless I'm enraged. So how I set this up is, I set up 3 icons here. I set up the circle like normal. Now the circle normally tells me, hey, you can use this whenever you want. Okay, you can use this. That's different in this case. You can't set it to spell cooldown, because just because it's off cooldown doesn't mean I can use it. When I set it to action usable, it's going to track any special odd cases, such as I need to be enraged and it has to be off cooldown and I need enough rage. Okay. Now I always set the picture to be just spell cooldown. I want to also be warned, hey, this is off cooldown. You can't use it until you're enraged, so you either enrage yourself or wait till you can be. Finally, I want to set up a timer for a buff such as Enrage so that I know how long I have to use the ability. Now if I just want a timer, no picture or anything like that, I usually use an icon that has arcs and an empty circle so I can put the numbers in there. It's just nice and neat. So let's test this new bad boy out, okay? Now the icon shows, which means that it's off cooldown, but I can't use it. I have to wait till I'm enraged, such as now, that I'll be able to use it. And I have this timer that tells me how long will I be able to use it. So I know this next cooldown, I'll be able to use it again. Now it's going to come off. Okay, I'm not going to be enraged anymore. Let's see how the icon looks now. It's just a picture. I can't use it, but it's like, hey, if you can enrage yourself, you probably should so that you can use me. I'm waiting, buddy. I'm waiting.